name's Ian Briggs, and Gavin Briggs was my son. Who committed suicide 6 months ago. So I'm here basically to tell his story of why he committed suicide.
I've got a very important story for you guys today.
The Child Maintenance Service is responsible for over 1,000 suicides per year.
To be honest with you, mate, I think I'm mispriced to ending it all.
And it's about people who have to pay for the care of their children. And
I'm currently helping with 13 cases, mostly veterans. Of these, I have 4 veterans who are suicidal.
And there's been a huge amount of heartache caused by this situation.
What I'm fighting for now is to get changes made within the CMS so that nobody ever has to go through what I'm going through at the moment.
I don't know if any of you are aware, we lost another veteran today.
Due to experiences with the CSA, in a couple of cases, it triggered their PTSD.
A story that was not getting enough attention in terms of the government and politicians and also the mainstream media.
I've contacted loads of people. I've contacted my own MP, contacted Secretary of State, contacted Johnny Mercer. Neither of those have come back to me on anything.
I want people to understand what you're actually going. I know what you're going through.
And I could see he wasn't quite with it. And when I asked him if he was all right, he started talking about the problems he was having at home, not with his children, but with what was called the Child Support Agency.
It's a 30-year-old system and it's outdated.
We're going to cancel the mission. It's not safe to operate with that risk.
A friend I was in two-power with, £15,000 worth of arrears. CSA were threatening with all sorts of stuff, and it triggered the PTSD. Nearly snapped. This guy's been suicidal.
Even though he went to the CSA 2 or 3 times, they just wouldn't do anything about it.
It gave me an indication of how much pressure he's been under for some time.
So he was quite happily paying for his kids. He was quite willing to pay for the 2 kids.
They're not accountable to any particular body. They're dishonest.
And they had added another £26,000 to take his annual income up. He was a mechanic on the trains. You know, they don't earn that sort of money.
The system is almost designed to be psychological warfare.
If there are issues within the armed forces or even within the veteran community, it's making sure that there are appropriate structures in place to support.
How important these things are in terms of your performance in your professional environment.
Also on these letters, there was an arrears figure of in excess of £15,000.
You heard that figure of more than 1,000 suicides per year of people who have arrears with the CMS.
Yeah, one of our families a veteran.
It needs to be out there. We need to make changes to this corporation. They're untouchable.
We need to be using the Danish system as a model.
And they are destroying people's lives.
We need the insertion of a mediation step and access to conciliators who have the power to make fair assessments and fair calculations.
We can't allow people to be treated the way the CMS are treating people.
It's a sad case of a suicide of a serviceman that was chased for arrears that weren't owed. This is the statistic being ignored. There was nowhere for Gavin to turn to help. And I hope that his death isn't meaningless.
Gavin went missing on the Wednesday night. Police were searching for him and eventually found his body.
How would you manage this? It can happen to any one of us or friends or family.
Couldn't figure out why he committed suicide.
But I would be grateful if the Minister could perhaps agree to meet with me to discuss Craig's experience in more depth. I think it would be useful to the Minister of Defence as it would be for the people that Craig is helping.